First of all, there's two kinds of definitions for the things that we do. One, there's the fight. Two, there's self-defense. There are differences. What's the difference?
One of them you attack, the other you protect.
What's the difference? What's the definition of a fight? What's the definition of self-defense? One's consensual, one's non-consensual. In other words, in a fight, someone will say, let's go out into the bar parking lot, you and me, let's get it done. Or after school, hey, I'm beating you up after school, and they tell you where to meet them. They're like, you meet me out by that back fence, you and me gonna go for it. Okay? And I'm taking your lunch money. I ain't playing with you.
What fence you want to meet at?
And you show up. You're like, all right. So what happened? You consented to that fight. You said, okay, I'm willing, you ain't taking lunch money, and I'm punching you in the face. Right? Self-defense, like Mr. Lockton said, you walk into your house and someone's there. That's non-consensual. You just say, hey, how about you sneak into my house while I'm out at lunch, and when I come home, you attack me. Okay? So self-defense is we're going to get attacked. All right? We're not going to know. Well, Mr. George was telling me about a thing where a guy walked by two girls, teenagers, being nice, they be a little mouthy, and he didn't look, and one girl punched him. She just hit him, and he walked by. He wasn't expecting nothing. 18, 19-year-old girl, 17-year-old girl, just punched the guy. Okay? So, we all practice kata, and we practice self-defense moves. The problem with most of the moves that everybody teaches this kind of stuff is they don't go from the startle reflex. You don't actually go from the self-defense. The self-defense is you didn't know it was coming. You didn't know it was happening. So what happens then? What are you doing? What is your move? What's your move against the kick? What's your move against the punch? What's your move against the grab? What's your move against the grab and a punch? What's your move against? I'll tell you what your move is, all right? Anybody got a bottle of water? No, I'll tell you. If I threw water in your face, I'd show you your move. Oh! Ah! It's not like, oh, you kicked me. Come on, dude. I watch a Bruce Lee movie. That's not how it works. So you got to attack, when you practice self-defense, you should be practicing, hopefully, from the startle reflex. Get those hands in the game. That's what's going to happen. If I throw water at you, I want to get your hands in the game. If somebody sneaks up behind you and goes, hey, what are you doing, man? I could have killed you. Block back here. What's the matter with you? Back. Yeah. You don't get a warning on self-defense. You don't get a, hey, I'm going to grab your wrist like this, or I'm going to grab you like that, or blah, 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 blah. It's not going to happen that way. Okay? You got to understand what happened. Are you in a bar? Are you at a McDonald's and someone comes in shooting in the place? What are you going to get up and kick them or something? You're not going to kick nobody. You got an active shooter situation. Now what do? What do you do if they run into the room with a gun right now? What do? How many of you came in here today, looked how far it was to drop out of that window, that ground down there? What were the two exits before Miguel Jordan came in here and said, there's the exit over here in the stairway, there's the exit over there in the stairway, there's the bathroom over there, and blah, 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 blah. Oni, how many people said that to you today? Who was the first one? What did I tell you? We walked in, what we talked about? Where we were. And I asked you, what else did we talk about? What did we talk about? How can we get out? How many doors? Which way do they go? Right, left and right. And what we talk about the windows? Right? Open them and jump, right? You drop down. And I said, you probably what? Break your leg. I said, that's fine. Throw that mat down there. Just throw that kick shield out there. Try to land on that. You gotta have a pattern. You gotta escape. All of us ain't gonna get there. I guarantee it. 5 of you are gonna die, at least probably. First 5, whatever they're here. All right. That's how self-defense is.
They're the man.
We go rush them. Maybe only 3 would die, and a couple of us would get shot, and we could take them down. We could probably do that because we all know that. But in a regular situation, when you're in school, all right, I had this school stuff all the time. We had a shelter in place.
Yeah.
How many of you guys go to shelter in schoolroom? Have you ever looked at it? There's some cabinets. There's cabinets, right? And empty desks. You can see under them. You can see under them, right? So if you got under there, I can still see you, right? And those cabinets, you open them up. Have you ever opened them up? Is there stuff in them? Yep. There's like crayons and books and everything, right? There's the pet cage. So what do? Someone runs to the classroom, you're going to run over that cabinet, open it up, throw the pet cage out, throw the books out, throw the crayons out, climb up in there by yourself. 30 other kids trying to get in there too, and it happened. And it's not happening. I had a little girl come to my class, had a stereo cabinet in the corner of the dojo. She was new to class, and I said, all right, where's the exits? We started with the exits. All right, where are you going to run? Y'all point to the one door. I said, what about that door? I don't know. Well, what about that door? I don't know. What about you run back that hallway, but there's a door out that way? I don't know. I said, you go to a restaurant. Do you know how many doors are in a restaurant? How many doors are in your local restaurant you've been in? Think about it for a minute. There's usually at least two that you can see. And there's always one, I guarantee it, out the back of the kitchen. And the counter will stop a bullet usually. So I get behind that counter, even crawling and go out that back door, I could probably get away and save myself. Okay? If I just dive under the table, I'm just the next person to get shot. Okay? So you what? You run. If you can run, you run. Okay? If you can hide, because you can't run, you try to hide. Right? You ain't big enough to fight me. Tell you right now, you ain't big enough to fight me when I got a block in my hand, I guarantee you. You're nothing to me. Okay, I walk right through you any parents. Okay? And you fight if you have to. Now what does that mean? I fight if I have to. And I'm little. Can you throw a ketchup bottle? Could you block the door of the chair? Could you throw all the stuff up, salt, pepper, shaker? You know what's laying in restaurants? Knives and forks. If you go to a steak restaurant, they got steak knives laying there. So I mean, I got it. If I was a little person, I would grab that steak knife, I would have that guy come, I'll stab him right in his leg. I don't care. Right. And we're supposed to have to grab a stab in his hand. I don't care. I always just keep stabbing. Okay? So you got to understand self-defense. Self-defense is trying to stay alive in a situation that you did not cause. Now, I'm going to go fight somebody. Okay? So, with that said, we understand consensual and non-consensual. Now you got to understand situations. Everywhere you go now, you have to be aware of the situation. I got to turn the news on right now. Somebody got shot at the freaking Target store in Iowa. I'm telling you, you're in Target. You're in McDonald's. You're at church. I was talking to my students one time, 2-3 weeks ago. I said, you've got to be careful in churches. Why? Why do you got to be careful churches? People don't agree with your religion. People don't agree with your belief. They'll blow you up. They'll come and shoot you. I got a black shirt, white church, Filipino church. I don't give a damn. If they don't like your religion in that neighborhood, they will come get you. So I was talking to some of my children, right, at the terraces. These are Hispanic kids. They go to the Catholic church, St. Mary's, right here in Willits. And I'm like, you guys got to be careful, man. A lot of people don't like Catholics. You got to be careful, man. And they're like, what? Well. Next week, Catholic church, Lake County, 30 miles away, guy planted a bomb. I said, I told you. So you gotta watch. You're walking out here, you gotta look by the building, you gotta look by the truck. I had a friend of mine showed up today. Hanshi said Rayford, right? I had a trailer.
How many bars do you put in?
They were trying to figure out how to lock this thing down so nobody would take it. In the church parking lot. I was like, I don't really think it's gonna get taken in here. I don't know, guys. I was teased a little bit, but I don't think it's going to get taken. Miss Amy's trying to undo it. I don't know what's in it. Miss Amy's doing all the work. I said, how about you got, he said, well, I'm supposed to have a padlock for it. I go, okay, I got a padlock. You just got a padlock? Of course I got a padlock. It's in my bag. I go to gyms, I go to seminars, I go to places with lockers. I got a padlock. So I gave him a padlock. He said, click, fit, oh, fits good. So they locked it. They locked the trailer so someone can't take it off the trailer ball. So they were aware that they got a very nice trailer with them. And that someone could just walk away with it. But then as I walked away, I looked at my chrome rims on my Ford 150 and I was really upset. I was like, they're probably going to steal my tires before they steal that trailer around here.
Throw them in the trailer and leave with the trailer.
Man, I'll think of one of those 10mm locking things that takes that off. So everywhere you go, you got to be aware. Your karate gets you to that awareness. That's what it gets you to. When you do this, that's not because that's the perfect technique. That's to make you aware that you're going to turn somewhere, that you're going to do something if you have a chance to do something. Okay? So keep that in mind as we go through this. So I'm going to go into chokes. These guys went through how to choke you. I'm going to teach you how to get out of the choke. Okay? First thing is Mr. Lockton kind of was showing it by he's turning his wrist and turning this and working against the thumb and getting out of the grab. Okay? So everybody knows the weakest part of the hand is the thumb, right? So should you get grabbed during an attack, first way to get rid of that situation is obviously your thumbs. You have to know where they are.